Now watch me.
Put your drinks in the air. It's about to get stupid up in this beat. All my niggas, all my bitches. This is about that extra shit. Let's go. Jump, jump, jump. Jump, jump, jump. Yeah. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, jump, jump. Yeah. Jump, jump, jump. Jump, 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 jump.
It's a big week for me here at the show, only because Friday is the Wendy dating game. I selected my 3 favorite guys, and they'll be on virtual. Let's get this life started. Just saying. So did you watch Atlanta Housewives last night? Okay, they had, Cynthia had a sex theme dungeon party. No, no, they have gone too, although Kenya wins, but no, you don't understand how much blurring and stuff we had to do, like looking at the whole thing, like what do you actually show? A mess. There was a stripper there, but one man named Bolo.
Bolo.
My thing was that, first of all, it's like boring having that many women around. Like they're away, you know, and Bolo's there. And the girls are dressed the part and they're just doing the most. And it was really difficult to watch. Like honestly, I would watch and then change the channel to something else and then come back and see if they're still doing it. I wouldn't even wait for commercial break. I'm like, click, there's Bolo. Oh my gosh. They called Bolo back. So Bolo ended up staying over the house because we caught him leaving in the morning. Kenya became a tattletale, which was my favorite thing. A lot of girls were like, no, you broke girl code. No, she didn't. She kept my attention. Go ahead, keep talking. She kept my attention. So wait, you take a look and then we'll continue.
I see LaToya straddling Portia, and they were making out and grinding.
I remember kissing a couple people, or was it one person?
I will get in real trouble. 6 a.m. I was up, went downstairs. No one was in the living room, and hear noises, moans and groans, and I heard voices coming from the hallway. Are you serious? Somebody is screwing the stripper.
I mean, it was fun to watch in an entertaining way, but when you realize that these are real women who are like in their 40s and 50s, it just is kind of sad. You know, and we have a good time in our Hot Topics morning meetings, but we unanimously agreed that they've gone too far.
Yeah. I mean, it crossed the line that they can't really cross back from.
No.
But I was entertained. Like one of the greatest episodes of all time.
Well, only because that's not us.
Exactly.
Exactly. We know them through TV. We don't know these people, and they've been around for so long. It's like for Kandi, there's not one thing that Kandi could do or say. I think I've shared this with you before. Nothing she could do or say anymore in life that I would find it hard to believe. So Kandi was in her element. You know, Kandi's got a second house and a dungeon, and she puts on dungeon shows, and she makes it no secret. She's got love toys and makes money off of it. Plus, she's still doing music and collecting checks off music that she wrote. And she's got Todd, and they got the kids, and she'll have to explain this one day to them. You know, Riley's probably over at school like, oh, okay, okay. But she let us know who she was virtually as soon as she became a housewife. I don't remember a time when it was real shocking. But the rest of them, like, I don't know who Drew is. I really don't pay attention like that. But like Cynthia, you got into it. And I know that you're with Mike, and I know that you're married, and you're in love and everything. But Cynthia, I was shocked. And Kenya's in the middle of a divorce or something like that? The divorce is final?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, he filed, yep.
So who would the next man be for more than a weekend or a 2-week vacation? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you keep, you know, all your friends have seen her dance around on the floor. Like, okay, well, I'm just saying. I just thought it was all too much. And then the other big story over the weekend was that it's official that Kim and Kanye have filed for divorce. Apparently, she was the one who filed, and I guess he's going along with it. And she's got one of the best divorce attorneys for a woman. She's over in LA. So they have 4 children, and they're gonna share custody of the kids. See, that, to me, that's the setup right there. I wouldn't think that he'd be good with 4 young children or even 1 at a time. You know, he's moved out. He lives now in Wyoming. The word is that once he came and got his stuff out of the place where they live in Calabasas, that she changed the locks and she lives there with the kids. And I don't know, I wouldn't try. He went off the rails and he's still not right, Kanye. And the kids are very impressionable, and Kanye says that he thinks that the final straw with Kim was when he was running for president. Take a look.
She said she was pregnant, and for 1 month, and 2 months, and 3 months, we talked about her not having this child. She had the pills in her hand. The people know these pills where you take the pills, and if you take it, it's a wrap. The baby's gone.
He's not a fit parent right now. Anyway, they have a combined worth, they say, of $2.1 billion. They also have a prenuptial agreement that both of them are going to honor. They say this is not gonna really be a problem. She can go off and still do really well in business or whatever she wants to do. You know, I mean, she's got her lane, you know, so even she has limitations, but her limitations pretty much, I'm trying to think of what would her limitations be?
Nope.
Nothing.
None.
Any money that she loses over being with him, she'll make that back quickly. She'll get married again. This is her 3rd marriage. She'll get married again. There'll be somebody who'll want to be a part of it. Sign here. You know, but there'll be somebody who want to be a part of it. And, you know, I think hopefully she'll be tasteful in explaining to the children why there's always, you know, an army of people around whenever they visit their father. You know, it's touchy. And she's different than the girls in Atlanta, by the way, because we've always known, like, we met her on her back or on all 4s, right? We met her on all 4s, so she's not, if anything, she's made it work for her. Right. You know?
A pioneer.
I was so distracted by Brooke Shields breaking her femur. It's like, that story is so scary to me. A femur, that's that bone right up here. It's like one thing if you break your ankle, even if you break 2 ankles and 2 arms at the same time. But she's got to learn how to walk again. There she's in the hospital. She shared this information with us on her Instagram. And a lot of outlets, you know, picked up the story. And all I could think of was, and she's 55. And you know what we say about falling? It's never the same past a particular age. There isn't a reason as to why she broke her femur. Like, what was she doing? How do you break a femur? She's learning how to walk all over again. She could only put 30% of weight on the broken one. So I wish her well, but it made me walk even slower in my own apartment. Like, I stayed in all weekend, but I had company, but I stayed in. Masks, yeah. I'm back to that in the house. Like, there is room for social distancing, but nope, let's wear masks. Anyway, I walked even slower and like, when I first found out about it, I slept with all the lights on. I'm not missing a beat when I have to wake up and go to the bathroom. Anyway, so Pam Anderson, good luck, Brooke, with your recovery. Pam Anderson is Pam Anderson. She's 53 years old. I look at her with longer hair. I think I've told that to you before. It's back to being long and bedhead. And wait, hold on. 53. She's got this new husband. His name is Dan, and he's 40. Well, they gave an interview in the bed. Well, they went on a show that I've appeared on before, so I know exactly where they were. It's like, it's the British version of The View. It's called Loose Women. Look, a bunch of middle-aged, ladies talking smack, and they really are really entertaining. So just take a look.
I didn't think we were actually going to see you in the arms of the man you love.
Oh, we haven't left bed since Christmas Eve.
Oh, really? Why did you fall for Pamela? That gorgeous being.
I couldn't resist. She couldn't resist me.
He's the kind of guy I probably would have met if I would have stayed home and not went around the world and got crazy. I mean, I came home in one piece. It's nice to be with like a real man who can actually change a light bulb. He's very useful.
It seems like you are in this, well, obviously, this cocoon, this nest. How will you venture out? Oh, we're going up around the other way. Okay.
Sorry.
I actually feel like I am now in bed with you.
I mean, they're in bed, but he has on a shirt, and you saw the strap, she's wearing a negligee, they're laying in their bed, they're married people, and the only annoying part to me was that the camera angle, all that, I'm trying to look. But look, it looks like she's got on no makeup, and that's Pam, that's what we know her as. None of this was shocking to me, The only thing is that about Dan. Well, Dan left his longtime girlfriend for Pam. Now, Dan is some sort of handyman, right? And lived only like 6 blocks away from Pam with the girlfriend, and Dan has 2 children from a previous relationship, but they were living like a family. Their 2 kids and the lady. So he'd go over there every day fixing stuff, and it became a regular thing. But if you're a homeowner or an apartment renter or whatever, something could always be fixed. And if you like the company, then you begin talking with the person. So before you get started working, you make them a smoothie, you have your coffee and biscotti, your strap might fall down. And by lunchtime, it's on. And the way, so he'd go home at the end of a long work day because he'd be there for hours. And this went on for some time. He'd be there for hours and go home and 6 blocks away and say to the lady, his girlfriend at the time with the 2 kids, not by her, oh, that Pam is crazy. No, she's nuts, but it's good money. We need the money. It's good, steady money. Today I did this, today I did that. Do you know how she found out that he and Pam were actually a couple and together? The same way we all did. We turned on the TV. Pam's got a new boyfriend. What? What is going, at that point, that same day, they say that he moved out of the house, moved down the street, 6 blocks away, to Pam's house. So I guess he took his kids with him too. So now they're all living like a family. And she's down the street. He could have just told her, Pam, not for nothing. The way he left her, he might do the same thing to you. Not tell you anything. And then you turn on TV on Hot Topics and you see what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, this was 10 years ago, hit the, yup. I was over in England. I was booked to do different stuff, to promote our show because we are on in 52 countries. And I was over there and 10 years later, I feel good. That was back when I could wear 6-inch heels and walk cobblestone and not fall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a good time. People aren't very tall. I was very tall. I like stood out and I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Anyway, so about the Sex and the City reboot, which I'm still watching. I'm still gonna watch it. The reboot, they say, is gonna be without Christopher Noth, who played Big. Well, maybe she'll get her romantic life together. When we saw them last, they were married. They were a married couple. So I don't know how they're gonna explain where Big is. Maybe they just broke up again. How many times have we seen them break up? But, you know, maybe they just broke up. I mean, he's on a show now with Queen Latifah, and he's gone on to do other acting things, and I guess maybe he doesn't need the money. I mean, it's money, it's exposure, but he did hint, this is Christopher Noth, he did hint that he might be back. Overnight, just last night, he said everything changes, including announcements in the rags. How dare you? How dare you? So, and Kim Cattrall is not coming back, and still, and they say they say that the storyline is going to be about just 3 women in their 50s, and that friendships fade. You know, see, I just want to know how their friendship fade. Like, where do you fall out of Samantha? Does she make you mad? She didn't make me mad. Did you have a horrible fight? Please don't say she died. And if Chris Noth is not coming back, because remember, they didn't do a 3rd movie, but in the 3rd movie, he was supposed to die. Yeah. Please don't say anybody died. And then the quick word, but it hasn't been confirmed, is that Steve won't be coming back. And I was shocked at that, because that's Brady's dad. And I want he and Miranda to still be together. They're a good couple. I watched like a full marathon over the weekend, and I'm like, I like that. The weekends are longer and longer because of the corona and the vaccines or lack thereof. Planes are crashing, people are protesting, the streets aren't safe anywhere, it seems. And as soon as we say bye on Friday, which you know is actually Thursday, we do Friday, and I have a 3-day weekend, it seems like 3 months. Oh, it seems like 3 months. Like, I'm thinking maybe the boyfriend, you know, if I had a steady person, maybe the weekends wouldn't seem so long. But even them, they get on your nerves. And we get on their nerves. So this woman in California is being bullied. Did I leave anything out of the Atlanta Housewives? Oh, that the girls told the camera people at Bravo, I mean, get out. Uh-huh. And then they all got up on chairs and stuff and ladders and hid the cameras. But you know, there's always a secret camera in the dark. There's always a secret camera. Look, your children are going to have to see that. And so the second your girls get cute, the other girls are going to be like, yeah, your mother's a whore. You know, and play. You know? So there's this California mom who's going to have to deal with the same thing, except she's doing it with her husband. Look. So here she is. You know, but people are losing their jobs, and people who have jobs aren't working as much, and people's bills are going up. Did you see that there's some $10,000 monthly electric bills in Texas? Uh-huh. It's going on. So people are doing what they can for money, and I don't hate on that. Except just remember, one day we're gonna get all this fixed, and we're gonna go kind of back to normal life, except with masks, in my opinion. And a lot of disinfectant, you know? But we're gonna go back to normal, and the kids are gonna be back in school. And here you are, 44, you look terrific, Tiffany. Her name is Tiffany Poindexter. Everybody calm down. So she and her husband, they wanted to spice up their, you know, sex life, because people are just laying around the house. And a cute couple, though, right? and nice middle-aged people, you know, deciding, all right, let's spice it up. So he was taking sexy pictures of her, and then finally they decided to punch it up a notch and get one of those fan-only pages. What? Fan-only accounts, or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know how much she earns per month, though? About $150,000 a month. Okay. And you know, on one hand, you can't be mad at her. She looks great, 44-year-old mother. She doesn't let her body go or anything. And that's what she looks like regular, but she still has a way about her. So the parents at the school started bullying her. And now they're going after the kids. Well, that's only natural, Tiffany. You know, if you look better than them, you know how people are. Anyway, take a look.
I was getting text messages, I was getting voicemails. Actually, I have a good voicemail from my dad, you know, really laying into me about how disgusting and disturbing I am, how I should pack up and move out of town. It's been a lot of like bullying and harassment on me, which is fine. People don't have to agree with what I decide to do, and that's okay. I'm not asking anybody for their approval or for their agreement, but what I'm not okay with is people going after my children and trying to get them removed from school. That takes the whole bullying and the harassment to a whole different level.
They might be kind of doing you a favor, though. It is horrible, you know, and what had happened was, this fan-only page was going on for a moment, and nobody discovered it in the town, which I find shocking to believe, you know? Nobody discovered it in the town. So one particular dad discovered it, and yeah, a dad. What's your wife say? Anyway, look, the dad discovered it, and he goes and he copies all of the pictures and hands them out like nobody's business. Oh, that would be me. That would be me, because I wouldn't have the guts to do it, because, you know, you live your life for your kids until they're 20 years old and can live on their own, you know, and so, like, kids really interrupt some fun. You know, now the kids, they don't want them at the school, and the principal is looking into it, and they want them out of the town. And I do believe women are jealous. Even the ones that look great are jealous because they don't have the guts, or they're mindful, civilized people who are mindful of their children and say, damn, I missed those years. If you stay in that town, your kids are gonna be outcasted. They're never gonna be invited to birthday parties. If they are invited, it's only because they're gonna be waiting for you to drop them off, just so that your mothers can, you know how, even in the drop-off line at school or at a private birthday party for the kids, you know, moms know how to shade. Especially if they still have on that bit of baby weight, but their kids are 7. Or maybe they don't have a husband, or their marriage is on the rocks, or something like that. This is, you know, you two asked for it. You went, is she shocked? I'm not shocked. You're shocked, Tiffany. And don't bother taking the page down, because I bet you that new pool in the back and that fleet of Mercedes, or wherever you all live now, is probably making people seethe with jealousy. So you might as well go with your strengths. Where else is she gonna get paid like that? Because now that she's used to the money, you know what I mean? And now that it's out there, the only thing she can do is just stick with it, you know, until it falls apart. And even when it falls apart, you know, there's porn for everyone. You know, there's nakedness for all ages and all types. So you and your husband might as well just stick to a good luck keeping your marriage together, and good luck with your kids. And we got more great show for you. So the big story over the weekend is Harry and Meghan are out of the royals. Well, Rob Shooter is here with the inside scoop. So grab a snack and come on back. Rob Shooter, welcome back.
Wendy. Hello.
So let's talk about Harry and Meghan. I'm not so shocked.
confirmed they're not returning as working members of the family. She said, in stepping away from the work of the royal family, it is not possible to continue with the responsibilities and the duties that come with a life of service. So all the things they did, all the military honours, all the charities that they worked for, they've all been taken away from them. It doesn't seem like that big a deal, but Harry really enjoyed his military career and he wanted to hold on to
because he was waiting until he met the right girl.
Well, he had nothing else, but now hopefully he does. But what's shocking is Harry clapped back. So normally when the Queen issues a statement, who responds to the Queen? Harry said, you know what, we'll respond. And he said the following: regardless of official roles, we can all live a life of service. Service is universal. So she said, you can't be of service if you're not a royal. And he said, you don't need to be a queen or have a crown or a throne or a title to do good.
So now William is very upset.
Furious. So William's actually shocked that anyone's spoken back to Granny. Nobody in that house ever talks back to the Queen, ever. So they're shocked that he did it, and now I'm told the situation between the brothers is at an all-time low.
Which means the situation with the girls is at an all-time never.
It's all-time low. And then this comes just after Meghan and Harry announced they're having a new baby. So we hoped this would bring the family together, but it sort of hasn't. And then the big problem here is that sit-down interview they're doing with Oprah Winfrey. So they're doing the Oprah interview. Wow. They've done it already. They've taped it, and this is what caused all this scandal. Oprah can ask anything. There's nothing off the record. Also, too, they're not giving a tape to the palace, so the palace won't see it until it airs.
You know what? I like it. I like it. He probably didn't really want to be a royal like that to begin with. He's probably glad he's an older brother who you be king.
Right, the tricky part about it, though, is like working with family. Should you work with family, shouldn't you? This family is a job. The job is the family. So William's very tied up in this whole duty and doing right by the family. So I think he feels as if by walking away from the official job, Harry is walking away from the family. They're saying that's not true, but it's going to be very awkward now when he goes home.
Why? Because he's happy and William's not?
There's a good point.
What else do you have for us?
Right, we'll move along. Marilyn Manson. So this story is explosive. It happened over the weekend. Allegations of domestic violence. So four new people have come forward and alleged abuse. This comes right on the heels of Evan Rachel Woods, who said the following: the name of my abuser is Brian Warner. You might not know that name, but it's also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager. She was only 18 when she started to date him, and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. So now these other ladies have come forward and the sheriff is investigating.
Because at first there weren't enough ladies, and a lot of people ignore when women say that they've been, sexually abused, because they think of that for children and not, grown full women.
We've seen this in other cases in the Me Too movements. It was when a celebrity unfortunately said something that the floodgates opened, and then other people started to be listened to. He lived in Hollywood. I think it was like 2009 to 2011. That's when they alleged that these incidents, these awful acts took place, and now he is being investigated. His wife, so remember when he was married to Dieter von Teese? She obviously had to issue a statement. She said the following: the details made public do not match my personal experience during our 7 years together as a couple. Had they, I wouldn't have married him. So she claims they split because of infidelity and drugs, not abuse. He's laying low, so we've not seen him.
Yeah, they said that he's held up in his house with a full security force and helicopters over top. That's right. But they had to do a drive-by wellness. They do that, the authorities.
Yeah, so they did. So somebody called the cops and said we needed a wellness check. They went to the house. He wouldn't let them in.
I wish someone would. You're trying to lay low and,
And he's got 24-hour security, so you can't just knock the door, ring the doorbell and walk in. So he's doing that, but he has issued a statement too. Quickly, what he said was that he denies all allegations. This was not the case. He also said, too, that when he was an artist, it was very controversial what he did, but it's all been misrepresented. But it's been investigated, Wendy.
I like that investigation.
They're going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, Rob, another great time.
Good time.
Thank you for being here. Check out Rob's Naughty But Nice podcast. Trendy at Wendy is next.